If at all possible, that's the idea. So I'd love, once we build up a decent stipend of cash monies in space, we'll be running larger missions, larger cargo runs to make bigger chunks of money. Then we'll be experimenting with different upgrades and stuff on the different ships, especially the starter ships, ships that people would most likely have. What's up, Bio? Why am I not surprised that you're playing? I'm not addicted to mining. Yeah, this last night was so much fun. We finally, a little spoiler alert, we caught up with that dude, and we baited him in, and then I spawned in a retaliator and just put torpedoes up his tailpipe, and then we were talking trash. It was great.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Okay, we have to jump to our good friend Yayla. It's fairly close. The jump fuel tanks are pretty... it's not bad. 582. I think we've even taken this out for a spin once or twice. 890 friendly. Not if we're flying it, it's not. Let's do it. You're addicted to loot. Don't tell anyone. And it looks like Livonia is finally going to be to beta for a few days. We're going to be all over that. Another reason why this machine needs to be updated. Because I can only do 5-hour chunks, which is the worst. Says you fool, Livonia is online for PC. Yes.
Quantum travel engaged.
I'm gonna get stopped by the cops, aren't I? It still gives me goosebumps when I hear ourselves cracking out of space. Oh, he said yo fool, not you fool. What a difference that makes. Okay, so we're going to jump to either OM4 or 5. I don't really know what would be better. I know around Grim Hexa can be pretty good, but I want to stay away from most of the traffic from Crusader, as I am a wanted level of 1. But the idea is to hit this asteroid belt that's around Yela and just cruise on top and do some scanning and see if we can't find some valuable materials to extract. This is kind of a low-profile way of making money. Why says love you. I'll be back when you play Disney. All right, it'll be like 10 or 11 tonight, just because I gotta pass out candy. Boo. Is that too loud for you guys? Can you still hear me, or it's crazy loud for me? But if it's good level, that's fine. So we're just gonna skim the top of the belt. Scan like a madman. Got any space cheese? Nothing on the old scopes? Alright, we set the cruise. Now we're just going to be throwing the nose around and scanning like freaks. I usually do like 300-400 meters per second. It's usually enough to catch stuff. And if we have something valuable enough, we'll extract it using the prospector. But honestly, a lot of the hand gems are such a concentrated type of material that they're super valuable. And they fit in my backpack. Fancy. You know, I might want to go a bit higher through the asteroid field. I don't exactly want to hit the asteroids. Like this one. We should get something eventually. If you go too fast, I mean, you can still scan things, but you miss a lot because you're moving so quickly. Wait, do we? I didn't pay attention to what OM marker we were at. Which one was it? I forget. If we're having a hard time, you can also do this on the surface too, but I find the space mining a lot easier because, well, it's just, there's so, I mean, look at all these rocks, you know what I mean? It seems like you can hide up here a lot easier. And if you're out of that main traffic lane, usually you can stay away from most people. Not saying that you wouldn't get found out here. This is a hotbed for all kinds of money making and pirate activities. So there's that, but definitely if you pick the right area, you should be able to stay out of most business. But you should stay frosty because everybody wants to make space credits. Oh, we got one right there. How did I miss that? Owen. Yeah, he says you can pass out some of the candy and keep the other half. I'd like to keep all of it. I mean, I feel bad if there's like little kids like, hey, I wanna. Oh, 890 friendly. That was you, Joker. That's funny that you said that. That was from last night. Hilarious. There it is. Don't hit the rock. Yeah, another reason why you want to keep it around 300 is the retro burn. As you can see, it's real slippy. Now be careful. That's how you impale yourself on an asteroid. Okay, bring down the old throttle. If we put out the arm, here's the beautiful thing about using a prospector for this. In the caves, you can gather things, but you can also gather things off of asteroids like this. So caves are high PvP zones, which is a lot of fun. There we go, this jumps right there, perfect. So just having the mining tool out, you get more information on the actual asteroid. Alright, what's this one made of? Aluminum. We'd have to have pretty high percentage or purity for aluminum to make it worthwhile. Same with tungsten or corundum. But whatever these are on the side, they'll be worth it. Looks like there's maybe two, maybe more. I think I see them. Yep, there's 3 deposits right there in the vein. I see it. Keep the light on. We'll zero out the ship. And we'll keep it on. We don't want anybody popping our ship while we're out here. It gets dangerous out here in space. Okay, it takes a little bit of time, but yeah, it's always worth it. And we get some more experience doing the hand mining. The hand mining is done, if you didn't know, every major city, it would be Levski, Hurston, Area 18. Is that all of them? Can you buy it at Grimhacks? You might be able to buy it at Grimhacks. You can buy this pyro tool that's on my hip. Let me just run through it real quick. For anybody who's new. This pyro tool, I think it's called a pyro multi-tool. Yeah, pyro RYT multi-tool. And then not only do you have to buy one of these, you'll have to buy a mining attachment. Oh yeah, we were trying to cut up ships last night. I'm glad I checked. And I would strongly recommend buying at least 2 of these or more. So 2 pyro tools and 2 mining attachments. Because if you have this in your main hand and you get shot, you drop it. So I try to keep a few on hand. Knock on wood, I haven't lost any yet. But see, we're out in the middle of space. There's no major traffic lanes I think that we're close to. So unless someone's really looking for us, we should be able to pull this off. Should. But you never know. I mean, There's human players, there's NPCs, there's always danger out there. Especially when there's money around. So we scan here, so we already know there's at least 3. So we can, once we have the pyro tool equipped, and we right click or we do the secondary, if you get close to the rock, it'll highlight it, or it should. Did I save my loadout? Okay, I did. Okay, so it's scanning it there on the right. Head Knight. So this is a lot like the ship mining, but it's also super dangerous, because see how close I am to the rock? Overcharges cause explosions. So you can already tell that's not going to be good for me if it pops too early. Okay, here we go. And I think I have an empty bag. Yep, 100%. Alright, so I'm just going to use the mouse wheel once I engage. We're going to keep it in the green band. Now distance and keeping the same location, just like ship mining, is the same here. So I'm going to mouse wheel up the power. You can see the gauge going up. If you look at the meter to the left, like the little augmented reality HUD that's coming up. I'm trying to stabilize. It's going up slowly. So the trick is to keep it in the green band without having it go above there, and let that green charge, and then it'll extract the mineral. Alright, and it gets really crazy as it starts to get in the green zone. Okay, Kimmy says I gotta go do that thing. Roger! Good luck. Alright, we're getting close. I'm gonna have to probably... I'm gonna guess I'm gonna dump it around 80%. Notice me just floating here is causing it to be... There we go, it's charging the rock. Oh, I gotta bring it down. Down to 60, 50. Any overcharge will cause an explosion in my face, and it can kill me or it'll hurt me. So keeping med pens, not just one, but many, and keep them equipped is a must. Got it, okay. Let's go ahead and put this back and go get our stones. Nice, what's up? He says, Happy Halloween. Yes! Happy Halloween. And even though this this asteroid, we could mine, typically I would pass on something like this because I'd go for something more high value, but if it's got gemstones aboard or attached to it, it's worth stopping and extracting it. Back up, make sure we don't have any floaters. Which would be super hard, super crazy hard to see. Come on, that's a screenshot. Am I wrong? Okay, I think we got most of them. Let's go ahead and do another one. We'll check our percentage in our bag. We've got 6 pieces of Hadnite, and we're at 5%. See what I mean? This backpack is the best. It's probably worth noting what kind of backpack this is. You can buy this at Port Olisar in most armor shops, and it's called... Nope, that's the helmet. It's for your torso. Mac Flex Rucksack Core. I think it's about 3,000 credits. Once you put this on, you have a lot more accessibility. Now, if you wear another armor piece, you do have some inventory, but you won't have as much as you do here, so. Let's go ahead and get the rest of this cheese. Hadnite again. Well, it's purple, that's how I would assume it is. And another thing to bring out with you, which I should have mentioned before, is not only have your med pens equipped, but make sure you have an oxygen pen, because since you're out in space, trying to breathe that crazy... Oh, there's no oxygen in vacuum. as far as we know. The vacuum of space. We got fairly close last time. This is a pretty hard stone. You gotta put a lot of juice in it. Sometimes you gotta get close, which makes me very scared, actually. Because I'm on top of it. I'm scared, dude. Boom. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. You know what's funny, though? The video that's coming out in like 10 minutes or so, or less than 10 minutes, is stuff on how to prepare for Livonia. I bet you we got it right. We're about to find out tonight. Okay, I'm not really sure where the floor is on this. So usually what I like to do is I bring up the beam, and as I'm bringing it up, I try to find where that plateau is, where the meter stops rising, and that's like my starting point to drop to. So if I found out it was 80 before, as soon as it hits green, I'll drop it to 80 to see what it does. Give it a few seconds. Yeah, see how it's like bouncing up and down in there? Yeah, so it looks like 81 could be a place to drop it to. Because it starts to get really sensitive in this green zone. Yeah, see how it's like just gyrating all over the place? I have it at 70. I'm just using the mouse wheel. I'm trying to keep it in the same spot. We didn't take any damage. That's always a good sign. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can just tap F and it will do the automatic action. Actually, we have more than 7, don't we? Or you can hold it down to pick it up, inspect it, drop it again. Pick it up. Or if you hold F, then you can use your contextual. Same with anything on the dashboard in the cockpit. Dude, this one's juicy. Are these rocks from earlier? Oh, no, that's just from that rock. It's nice when they're wedges like this, because then it's easy to harvest. It doesn't really go a lot of places in space when it's in a wedge, and there's not a lot of inertia. We'll go back and sell this batch, just to kind of give an idea of what the process is like. Obviously, you'd want to fill up your bag almost completely. But you'll start to see how much gems are worth. I'm not sure how much Head Knight's worth, so watch. We cash it in, and it's not good. Still, it's got to be better than the main haul. Okay, so we now have 16 pieces, and we're at 13% capacity. Let's finish this one up. Head Knight is rough. I think the green one's worth a lot. Either way, even though something like this would maybe isn't like the most valuable gem, picking up gems is almost always worth it. So keep that in mind. You're in caves exploring. You don't want to have the space. There's also plants and like rat poop, I think, down there that's semi-valuable, but this one's going up quick. Might be. I think I'm on top of this one. Come on now. Once you'll start to learn the profile, the power profile for a lot of these different rocks as you're doing it. Yes, if you don't have a prospector and you can't scan it, I would stick to caves. There's a couple cave missions that you can do that'll take you to caves that aren't normally marked. The main cave on Daymar here is the Kudra ore that's closed, that mine, but that's hot with activity, so you have to be very careful out there. Almost expect PvP. Or even like how you're going to get back out, because a lot of people will go over there and sweep your ships. I don't know who would do that. We do that. Be careful, this one's floating just above 50 in the green band. Hold! Hold! Wait for the money! Aye! Okay. Ooh, that's juicy. Okay. Go ahead and put you back away. Well, we get a good idea of how much this is worth, because we have nothing but this. No other materials aboard, or in my backpack. We'll sell. We can tell how many pieces Head Knight's worth. Kind of looks like nerds. Jagged nerds. Any money's better than no money. That's true. Yeah, you can already see my tank suit. On the left. I don't know how well you can see that on top of there. The oxygen bar is going down slowly. You just gotta keep track of it. C is for health and B is for the oxygen pen. Right now in version 3.7.1. It could change in the future. I know the key bindings have shifted here and there. What's really neat though is you can do this with a larger crew. Even if they don't have prospectors, you can use the prospector to extract areas like this. So people can jump in the back of your prospector with you. And like we did last time, Dominion had the idea to bring the Mantis, which is something that does quantum interdiction. So it blocks people from quantum traveling in or out. So even if they know where you are, they'll have a hard time getting to you. That was a hot move. Back to the ship. Now there should be caves on almost every major moon. Some of them are marked, some of them aren't. But just because they're not marked, if you do a mission and you kind of pinpoint where it is, I like to take snapshots of like the different GPS coordinates. Once I get to one of those missions, or the secret locations like caves that aren't marked, when I'm standing near the entrance, I'll go to the star map and I'll try to like pinpoint other GPS locations on the surface, and then take a note of the measurement, the distance, so then I can find it again later artificially. And those are good places to mine too. It takes a bit more work to get there, but you can almost, well, I don't want to say rest assured, but there'll be less static for you to worry about out there. But anybody doing a mission might come over there and clap your buns depending on how spicy they're feeling. Just a thing. Okay, back to the port. I think we can sell it at the port. I don't know how well you can sell it at Grim Hex, so also keep your wanted level in mind, because that can really affect how you do things. And if you were to die or explode here, you would lose your inventory, obviously. And that's what sold me on the Mantis. What's cool is we start to do these group things, you can really see the power of, and it's all like how you want to put it together too, which is another strong point of this game, even in its early alpha stage. I mean, when the Orion comes online, which is a giant mining vessel, it's got drones, but it's like I think it's a 6-man, big, large operation mining ship. We're talking like, think of the Reclaimer, but like instead of doing salvage, it does mining. It's got drones, it's got processing on board. It's really slick. Our game plan is to run big mining operations. Oh boy. Is that the cops? I can't tell if it's the cops. Nope. Yep. Gotta go. Yeah. I have a wanted level of 1, so I can still land at port, but I get stopped like this in quantum. It's annoying. Another reason to be a good guy, but you can still be a bad guy. It just has repercussions. And we also found out, this has been like this for a few patches, if you have the mining laser out and you power it up and you're close enough to a ship, you can absolutely decimate a ship and just cut it in half with your mining laser. It's as cool as you think it would be. It's great. I love it. Oh man, we're like halfway through there. We're like next to the comm array. Hopefully we make it. We don't get interdicted again. It's quite annoying. We'll get there. The trick right now, once you hear the sound right there and you stand up, you won't get interdicted. From support. Alright, better get into the armistice zone. I'm not about to get popped while I have all this monies on my back. Oh my goodness, I'm flying so fast. Alright, probably worth noting. The rounded square with the chevron pointing down is my reverse end of the ship. Wait, is it? Is that right? Is that the front? I can't remember. So if we're trying to flip the ship and do a retro burn, the chevron up or down will let you know. Did somebody just target me? As you can see, we don't have a lot of countermeasures. Yeah, somebody targeted me. That's not good. Oh, jeez, it's a torpedo. Hit that armistice zone. There's a torpedo, dude. That's not good for me. Trying to retro burn. Oh, did it just blow up in front of me? Oh my goodness, that was insanely close. Holy. Okay, that was a great example of the execution of retro burn and evasion. Now, okay, pro tip right now in this current version. That works for the port, but that does not work for Grim Hex. That was a torpedo. That would have one-shotted me. As a very expensive, fairly rare. I mean, people can replenish them, but not many ships have them. And he could freely shoot me under UEE law because I am a wanted man. Alright, so we should be able to do this at the trade terminal. I'm so glad I retroed, because the problem with this ship is when you go past this red line here, if you kind of bring it down, once I'm beyond this, like, see the little ticker bar? Wait, hang on, okay. See that little red line I'm kind of flicking past? It's hard for me to control the ship when I go really high speeds. It can go fast, but I lose maneuverability. So the problem is if I booked it to Port Olisar, I would have overshot it past the armistice zone, and the torpedo would have caught up to me and killed me. So that was like a super tense moment. Okay. If we sit here and then we engage our landing gear, we should be able to call up Port Olisar. You can either do it with your comms on your wrist, or you can do it up here. If you're finding that this menu right here, if it's already up, if it's not refreshing, select another one. Okay, good example. It's actually not doing it for me. So we'll just do it from the Moby Glass. It's kind of a nice way to do it in between. And I like to free look while I'm doing this, just so I don't drift into something and get a ticket. I don't need any more crimes. If you go to context, Port Olisar landing services, this will hail as long as your landing gear's down. It's basically like requesting to land. There it is. In most cases, automatic landing works, but if it doesn't, just get ready to bail. Once you're in the square, you just hold N, you're good to go. Can't remember if this one's broken for this ship on this pad. Then I'm a fan of just turning off your engines, which on a standard keybind is I, the letter I.
Landing complete.
Keeps your power on, your shields on, but it keeps your ship stable once you touch landing gear. It's a nice way to round it out. Okay, let's tell these gems. Man, that dude, I feel pretty good about him wasting an expensive torpedo on me. That was super scary. He says you're one lucky man. Says, can you cut an 890 in half with it? I don't know about an 890. It's got crazy big power supply and a giant shield generator for it. So I'm sure if you had enough time, I bet you could. The amount of power the Prospector has is quite high for what kind of ship it is and its size. Okay, I think any of the struts, they should all be identical as far as those kiosks that we can sell to. I think it's the dude with the faux hawk. Look at this guy. Alright, that NPC is losing his mind. Oh, nope, he's right there. I think we can sell it on this terminal. Yeah, make sure on sell. I think you can go to personal inventory. Bingo, had night, $275 a piece. So just off of what we have, we can sell it for 7,150 credits. We didn't even fill up our bag. Let me just take a look at how many pieces we got. We got 26. That's 21% of the bag. Yeah. So you can already see, and that's not even the most valuable gem. Head Knight is kind of low-key. Okay. There's definitely things like, what's the one that starts with D? What's that? Garage says, I smell a stinky fart. I'm not behind you. I don't know why my top chat stopped that one. It's weird. Let's sell the Head Knight. We just made some ducats. And what's cool is when you mine these, you can drop them on the ground, and then other people in your team can pick them up. So if you're trying to divvy up the loot, that's a cool way to do it. 42,000. I'm feeling a little bit better about my financial situation as Star Citizen. It's not too bad. So yeah, that's a rundown for mining the asteroids by hand. Another way to make money in a more low-key fashion. Although it wasn't very low-key at the end there, was it? I definitely got shot at. Trying to think of a way we can drop our wanted level. We can double check something up here. Might have to take a whiz.